Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Bitcoin Chaser. Today we're taking a look at MyEtherWallet and how to create a secure Ethereum wallet that you can use to receive Ethereum, to send Ethereum, to receive ERC20 tokens and send ERC20 tokens. For this particular video, we're going to be taking a look at the main factor, which is actually creating that wallet. And in the next video, we're going to be taking a look at how to actually use the MyEtherWallet interface. So this is part one of the MyEtherWallet tutorial series. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Rightio, so we are on the Bitcoin Chaser website, but for this video we're going to be on MyEtherWallet, and the most important thing about MyEtherWallet is to ensure you are on www.myetherwallet.com. Anything else is definitely not a good idea to use. If you see a myetherwallet.com website that looks very similar, be sure about what URL you are on. It is the most important factor. Phishing scams are abundant and you do not want to be involved in losing your funds thanks to a phishing scam that you had no control over whether or not your funds would be safe. So let's get into it now. We're presented on the front page with, please take some time to understand this for your own safety. Your funds will be stolen if you do not heed these warnings. We cannot recover your funds or freeze your account if you visit a phishing site or lose your private key. Then it explains what MEW is, or MyEtherWallet. It's a free open source client-side interface. We allow you to interact directly with the blockchain while remaining in full control of your keys and your funds. You and only you are responsible for your security. And that's one thing we're going to be taking a look at today. Now there is a button you can click here. MyEtherWallet is not a bank, but we're just going to close this and we're going to get into creating a new wallet. Now the most important thing to realize is when it says enter a password, you're basically now specifying a password that MyEtherWallet will use to create a Keystore file and encrypt that Keystore file with the password you specify now. So to break it down, the only way that MyEtherWallet can read something like your Keystore file is to decrypt it using a password that you're going to enter in now. So let's just enter in a password. Bang, and we can then create a new wallet. And the first thing you're going to see is save your Keystore file. So this is where you will download that file, and it says do not lose it. It cannot be recovered if you lose it. So they don't store any of this information on the site. So we have to make sure that we are saving this information correctly. Do not share it. Your funds will be stolen if you use this file on a malicious or phishing site, as well as don't try and upload it to the cloud or something. That's also a little bit dodgy, especially if you're using something like your everyday go-to kind of Gmail account. If that does get hacked, people will probably look at your Google Drive, and I would not want to be in that situation. So if you are going to save your Keystore file on the cloud, make sure that your backup phrase or your password that you use to decrypt that Keystore file is saved somewhere completely away, maybe physically, maybe just in your head, somewhere that it could never be traced back to what that password is. It says make a backup, secure it like the millions of dollars it may one day be worth. I like that. That's quite funny. So let's download this Keystore file, and the first thing now you'll see is in your downloads tab, you'll see a UTC 2018 and a bunch of numbers and letters. We're going to now open that up, and a cool thing that we can do here, this is the Keystore file. You won't be able to open it straight up on your computer. You might need an application to do that, but you will upload it onto MyEtherWallet to access your funds. But one thing we can do is we can rename it, and we can say something like Far Cry 5 save game. Now it doesn't really matter what the name of this file is, but realistically what we want to do is we want to try and mask any way in which someone that might access your computer may be able to find these files. So just a run-of-the-mill security function right here, just naming it whatever you want, something completely random. Right now we've got our Far Cry 5 save game Keystore file. You can name it whatever you want. Maybe put it into, if you use Adobe Suite or you use Microsoft Office, save it as like a Word Doc 10 fishing trip 2017, you know what I mean? So now we're going to hit I understand and continue. Now what you see on the screen is your private key. Now this is what you can also use to access your wallet. So you have multiple ways in which you can access your wallet. One is the Keystore file that we just created, and another one is this private key. Now your private key is not the key you use to receive your funds. This is something only you and you yourself should be able to overview and understand and find on your computer if you're going to save it there, or in your head preferably, or physically written down somewhere. this is probably the most important key that you want to save, because even though you have your Keystore file and it's saved up with the backup phrase, this private key is not saved with a backup phrase or password. So if someone has access to this string of letters here, they basically have access. They will actually 100% have access to your funds. So you want to make sure that you save this in such a way as nobody can get access to it, probably completely off your computer. If you're going to write it down on a piece of paper, or you're going to laminate it and put it in a drop safe, whatever you're going to do with it, just make sure that it stays as offline as possible. So if you want to just save it on a USB drive, completely unrelated to anything else, just with a bunch of old pictures and stuff, that's fine. But make sure that that file doesn't really go online at any stage. That's probably one of the most important things. So I'm, just for the sake of this, going to keep this here for illustration purposes. I'm saving it to my a Google Drive doc. Now don't do this. I'm just keeping it here so that we can show you how we can use it to access our wallet. You do not want to save it on Google Drive. Please do not do that. You can also click this button here to print your paper wallet, which it will then open up a new tab. And this is kind of what's saved here. So you can print this, and that's great. Then that's printed. It's on a piece of paper. You never have to worry about it. It's right there. You can use this to access it. You can scan the barcode. You can do a bunch of things with it. Or you can take a screenshot of this page, save it to your computer, put it on a flash drive, take that flash drive and put it in your roof. All right? We really just want to make sure that, number one, you save this file in a fashion that no one can access it. And number two, you keep it somewhere that you can remember where it is. And number three, where you keep it, no one else knows that you're keeping it there or is able to identify that you've kept it there, right? We want to make sure that no matter how, you don't want to create 15 to 20 different Ethereum wallets. You want to create one wallet that you can use, that you know is safe and you know is secure. That's the most important thing, right? So one day, if you ever do end up losing your computer or something gets stolen, you're not trying to search through 15 different Ethereum wallets to try get access to your funds. That's a bit silly, right? So now we're on MyEtherWallet. We're going to say I've saved my address, and now we're presented with this screen. Unlock your wallet to see your address. So how would you like to access your wallet? So if you have a MetaMask wallet, you can use that. If you have a Ledger, you can use that. If you have a Trezor hard wallet, you can use that. You can use a digital Bitbox, Seekalot, Keystore JSON file, which is the file we saved and backed up and encrypted with our password. A memoric phrase, which is a string of words, normally about 12, that give you access to your funds, which is better if you're looking to kind of save it in your head. You know, it's very difficult to remember almost 21 letters and numbers. It's much easier to remember 12 words, and that's something you can store in your head and only you can remember it. And your private key. The private key is the one we save to this Google Drive here, which you should not do. You should write it down, put it somewhere and hide it safe. But first, let's use our Keystore file. So we know that our file is on our computer in our downloads folder, but what you should do with it is probably put it on a flash drive and do not keep it on your computer. Don't keep it somewhere where it can just be online all the time. It's just like extra safety precautions. We want to be as safe as possible. This is not a recommended way to access your wallet. Entering your private key on a website is dangerous. If our website is compromised or you accidentally visit a different website, your funds will be stolen. Please consider MetaMask, a hardware wallet, running MEW offline and locally, or learning how to protect yourself and your funds. So it's just basically talking about the better ways in which you can access this wallet, but we're talking about creating a MyEtherWallet Ethereum address. If you're going to store masses of money, better to get a hard wallet. What's a $200 hard wallet versus saving something like $150,000? Like, it's a no-brainer. And now we're on our downloads file. So we can see Far Cry 5 save game. This is just the name we gave it. You can give it whatever name you want. But realistically, if you're going to save it as UTC and the generic terminology, then basically you're risking someone being able to discover your Keystore file quicker, right? So we're going to open that up. We know we've saved it with a password. So we're going to enter in that password and we're going to hit unlock. Right, so our wallet has been successfully decrypted. And below this, we can now see all of our Ethereum wallet address details. We can see our address, which will be used to receive funds. This is your public key, not your private key. This is a public key. I'll put it next to the private key so you can see the difference. It's a much shorter string of letters and numbers, and that is your public key. This is what you use to receive funds. Then you can see your Keystore file, your UTC JSON file, which you can re-download again. You can see your private key unencrypted. You see it if you want, but realistically don't touch that too much. Make sure you just saved it right in the beginning, and you can then print your paper wallet right from here. You can also see your address barcode used for receiving funds, and then your address barcode used for unlocking your wallet. These two should not get confused, right? This is your address. This is the one you use to receive funds. Don't even open this. If you're going to receive funds, just leave it like that. Don't send anyone your barcode of your private key. We can see our account balance. We can see again our public address, and we can see our transaction history. So if you've sent someone your public address to receive funds, over here you can go and scan this address on Etherscan. And what that'll do is that'll open up your address on etherscan.io, and you can view all the transactions that have happened on this address. Right, so here we can see it. It's basically not going to show us anything because we haven't sent or received any funds using this wallet and this address. So nothing to see here, but when you actually do use this wallet and you do receive funds and you do move funds to this wallet, this is where you're going to be able to see that transaction history. Now you can also go and see your token history. So if you've probably gone into a ICO, you've contributed using this smart contract, you've entered in this public address to receive your tokens, using explorer.io will be able to show you the tokens or the ERC20 tokens that you've received with this address. You can also view your token balances by clicking show your balances, and if you can identify one of the ERC20 tokens that you've received funds with, you can go and click to load it, or you can go to the smart contract itself and add a custom token. Another cool thing to know, and we'll go over this a little bit later in future videos, is you can add a custom token, and you can use your explorer.io wallet scan information to load your custom token. Explorer.io will show your custom token as a transaction that has taken place with that Ethereum address, and then you can go ahead and add your custom token by going in to the specific details of that token that was sent to your address. So if you're taking part in airdrops and stuff like that, or maybe you've been randomly airdropped some tokens, you'll be able to see that on explorer.io, and you'll be able to view your balance right here within MyEtherWallet. Now, we've showed you now how to create a wallet address, how to safely store your Keystore and private key information, and the do's and don'ts of doing that. And we've shown you the first page of your wallet address information on MyEtherWallet after you've unlocked it. And now the last thing we're quickly going to do is show you guys how you can use a private key to access the same screen over here. You just hit the private key. Now you remember we saved it over here, but as I suggest, do not save it to your Google Drive. Save it somewhere. Rather enter in all the information manually and get into the habit of doing that using a piece of paper or your printed wallet information. Rather use that, but we're just going to paste it in here. Realistically, you want to type out each and every single one of these letters and numbers on your own without using a copy paste functionality. Please do try and get into the habit of doing that, but just to make sure this is nice and quick, we're going to hit unlock. The wallet has been successfully decrypted, and we can see the same page that we just had a look at, and that's how simple it is. For the next video, we're going to be going over things like how to send Ethereum tokens, how to use the swap function, how to send offline, contracts, ENS, domain sale, check TX status, view wallet info, and we won't be looking at the help. But we will be going over everything to do with MyEtherWallet, and that's all going to be done here on the Bitcoin Chaser YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. If you love this video, hit that subscribe button, smash it. We'd love to have you a part of our community. We have cool videos coming out all the time. And a quick reminder, every single Wednesday, every single week, we have a crypto news live at 5 where we go over the news and information all around the crypto sphere. And you guys can come join in with me every single Wednesday to do that. So be sure to keep an eye open on the Bitcoin Chaser YouTube channel every single Wednesday. Additionally, you can also go to the Bitcoin Chaser website, take a look at all our news and information, and you can see our most recent crypto news video right here on the home page. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next video. From myself, BroKaine of Bitcoin Chaser, we wish you a lovely week. Bye-bye.